Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Ben Rider.
I really wanted to get it right, trying to find some balance in my life. I never really put up a fight, and now I'm losing sleep. What if I lost touch? What if I'll never get it right? I try to follow my heart, but I lost it somehow. Wish that someone could say it'll all be okay. Just listen to me as I say. Listen to me as I slow it down. Dreams are yours if you want to ride. 'Cause those ups and those downs is what makes it worth it.
Today we're testing out the SR GT 125 from Aprilia. It is a 125 one-cylinder scooter with basically the most power which you can get for 125. It has almost 15 horsepower and it has 12 Newton meter already at 6,500 RPM. It is not really that great equipped, to be honest, and the price is fairly high compared to the competition. So I don't really know why you want to get this one, to be honest, but you know, the styling of course is different. If you get this, it is available in 3 colors. You can also get this in the sports version. It is available in 3 other colors there as well, and they're much more they are much funkier and they pop a lot more than these colors which we get for the regular version here. Anyway, so this is the Aprilia SR GT 125. It might also come out in Spain in the 200cc version. If it does, I will definitely show it to you. First of all, let's get to the controls, display and storage space. So on the left hand side we have the high beam, low beam passing light switch in the front. Then we have the mode switch where you can change the left and right display values. On the right of it you have the start stop button for start stop function. Down below you have the button for the left and right for the turn signal, and you have the horn button right here. On the right hand side you have the throttle, you have the brake for the front disc brake. Actually it's CBS, so it will brake also in the rear. You can also of course brake with the left lever, whatever you like. Up there you have a button for the Mia app, which is not included. It's a separate module which you have to purchase separately. We have a we have the emergency switch here, and we have the starter button right here. Naturally in the middle we have the display. I will explain this to you now. On the top left, in the top left corner you see the outside temperature. Down below you have the field for the different data sets which you can switch around with a mode button. At the moment it's the range. I'll press it once. You have the voltage from the battery. Then you have the actual fuel consumption in kilometers per liter. You can change that with a little trick, you know, with turning on, off, and going into settings somehow. You can switch it, I think, to liters per 100. Then we have the range. That's it. Down below we have the remaining fuel in the fuel tank. To the right of it we have some symbols which show up when you are connected to the Mia app. Up there we have all the different control lights, you know, for oil pressure and stuff like that. In the middle we have a speedometer and the RPM counter. To the right we have the clock. we have another display field which you can switch around if you press the mode button twice. And I will do this now twice. We have trip A, trip B, and the total. That's all you can change then. Of course you can reset it. Down below again you have a field for symbols for the Mia app, connectivity, stuff like that. And to the right you have the temperature of the coolant. You actually also have two buttons here on the display, actually, or at the display. You have a mode button and a reset button, so you can also change stuff there, or you can do it on the handlebar. So when it comes to storage space in the front, we have a teeny tiny cubby hole which is not lockable. Right here there's a space actually for your telephone. It is not really deep here in the front, but you can actually place it up there, and there actually a phone fits. My Samsung S10, I think it's an S10, I'm not really sure. It actually fits up here and you can connect it and charge it in there. That's no problem. It is, however, not lockable. We have a standard ignition system. It's not smart. It's not a smart key. And next to it we have a button to actually open up the seat. I will press the button now. Actually, when you press the key, you will not open up this as usual with Vespa, but you will open up the fuel tank right here, as you can see. And if I press the button next to the ignition, you open up the seat. And this is the seat. I already checked, and one full-faced helmet can fit in there. My Shark Spartan. I will put a picture of that in the video now. And to the rear you can put, you know, gloves and little things like that. So that's basically the storage space. So this is the Aprilia SR GT 125, and we will go back to the dealer now. So when you get on the scooter, the seat height is 799 millimeters. I don't know why it is not 800. It is kind of strange. Anyways, and the seat is fairly comfortable, pretty plush, not too hard and not too soft. I think I'd say it's a pretty good seat. When you sit on it, the mirrors are kind of different. They're a little bit smaller, I think, than regular motorcycle mirrors, but still, I mean, acceptable. Yeah, the display is easily visible. It is an LCD display but inverted, so white on black. It looks a little bit cooler, of course, but it might be, because of the contrast, a little bit more difficult to see actually in the sunshine. The screen, maybe I could tell you on the highway later on, is pretty nice. It's not adjustable, but it feels basically like a naked bike, although you have a screen, but you don't get any turbulence, and that's what I like. The rear suspension is adjustable. The travel's apparently a little bit bigger than on other regular scooters. This one is adjustable in 5 positions, you know, the preload on the rears. This is at the moment set to number 4, set the dealer, because a lot of people want to test ride it with a pillion. I don't have any negative thoughts about the suspension. I did not notice any problems with it whatsoever. The handling in the corners is pretty nice. Actually, we only have a 14-inch wheel in the front, which is not a lot, but apparently the handlebars are wider, and you have the feeling of a, you know, it feels better. It actually feels better in the corners, and it feels quite stable in the corners. So it does not feel like a teeny tiny Vespa or something like that. Unfortunately, at the moment we do not have ABS on this scooter, only CBS. and the price is at 4,299 euro, including registration. Fairly high, I'd say. You can get for an extra 100 euro, you can get the sports version, which means that you have some different decals on it, and you get different colors, different colored rims. You get like a nice yellow, bright yellow color. You get a nice Aprilia red color on this one in the sports version, and different colored rims, as I said. Compared to the competition, it is actually fairly expensive, to be honest, and it is not that well equipped. If you want to compare it to maybe Yamaha NMAX, it has kind of the same style of a scooter. The NMAX has less power, I think 2 horsepower, but still it has a lot more to offer for you. It has ABS, it has traction control, it has connectivity already included. There are actually a lot of things on the NMAX which are not available on this one here. Yeah, the CBS braking system is fairly strong. Although I have noticed already on my braking tests that it locks up quite easily. So you really have to be careful with that. I mean, it is CBS, it is not ABS, so the brakes or the tires will lock eventually, and then you have to be careful. Yeah, it basically goes on a track, almost like a motorcycle with a really big wheel or tire in the front. I really do like this. The handling is really nice on this one. We have full LED front and rear on this one. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the weight of the scooter is 144 kilos, so I think it's almost similar to the NMAX, I would say. So it has a lot of power for 125, almost 15 horsepower. Okay, yeah, so it locks up in the rear first, and that's quite good. I mean, I don't want to have it locked in the front. But of course you have to be careful with the braking. Go! The windscreen is fairly short. The angle is that you can actually get the wind on your helmet, but it is kind of designed that it is fairly with the very low turbulences from the side. That is good. It almost feels like a naked bike. You get a lot of wind, but still it is fairly neutral. There's no turbulences. So the windscreen is not too bad, although you know you cannot adjust it. I have a maximum power here on the hill now. It's a fairly steep incline. Full power again, but we actually go down a hill now, so it's really difficult to see what the maximum speed will be for this one. Maximum power, we go down a hill now. Still full power, go down a hill. So maybe it will be around 105 or something according to the speedometer. I'm not sure. Not really that much for a full 15 horsepower engine. So if my camera holds out, I will also go into the city now and show you a bit how it rides, because some people wanted to have more impressions on this of the city, actually, because I mean this is a scooter and you will probably use it in the city. Yeah, I mean it is very stable at higher speeds. I don't have anything to complain about this at high speeds. It is very stable actually. suspension is good as well. Feels good. And you can still adjust it to your liking in the rear. No complaints there. Yeah, pretty nice handling scooter. And it's a good suspension. Everything else I already told you, and all the disadvantages that it has. I think, you know, especially with the equipment which it has, or which it does not have, and with the price. But everything else it rides nicely in the corners, nice in the traffic here. You can move it around quite nicely. Pretty nice. The seat height might be a little bit high for some people because it's almost 800 millimeter, and you know the seat is wide, so it is more than 800 on a regular motorcycle. But let's try out the start stop here, because it is slower than any other start stop I've noticed. We will see now. This is a start stop. The engine is off. I will turn it on when we start to roll, and you will see the delay maybe. Okay, I will twist it now. Yeah, it's half a second, 1 second. It is fairly slow, the start stop. And if I compare it to the Honda or Yamaha start stop, you cannot really compare it, because Vespa, Aprilia, Piaggio, the start stop is too slow to my liking. It really is too slow. I twist it now. Wow, that's really slow. You can do it better, Aprilia. So you always, what you have to do, you always have to turn the gas a little, or the throttle a little bit earlier than you want to go, or else it will be too late. Yeah, so we're in the city, and yeah, I cannot say anything bad about the scooter, you know. Only, I mean, of course, some things, you know, which you heard already, like the start stop, not so good for the city, to be honest, because it's so delayed. But everything else, like the suspension, handling and stuff like that, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice scooter. A little bit too highly priced, but other than that, pretty nice. Anyways, that's my test ride of the Aprilia SR GT 125. Thanks very much for watching. This is Ben Ride out. Take care. Bye bye.